नमस्कार, माझं नाव अजिंक्य चोडणकर आहे. मी कॅनडामध्ये डिसेंबर 25, 2012 मध्ये आलो आणि तेव्हापासून मी इथे खूप काय काय केलं आहे. पण मी शेफ म्हणून काम केलं आहे, कुक म्हणून, आणि आता मी अग्निशमन विभागात काम करतो. आणि या व्यतिरिक्त मी आता इकडे पॅरामेडिक पण आहे. तर इकडचे फार चांगले लोक, त्यांनी मला ही ऑपॉर्च्युनिटी दिली की मी तुमच्याशी बोलू शकतो आणि मराठीत बोलण्यात वेगळंच काही सुख आहे. तर धन्यवाद. Hi, my name is Ajinkya. I go by Jinx. Don't call me AJ, whatever you do. I moved here from Mumbai, India in 2012, Christmas Day. It's been, I guess, if math is not my strongest suit, but it'll be 2012, so 10 years next year. So 9 years now, coming up on 9 years. Yeah. So I was going around the booths, and then North Island College was there, and the representative was there, and I talked to him, and he told me about this program. It's the Red Seal in Cooking. It's Interprovincial Red Seal, which meant nothing to me at the time. And I'm looking through the brochure, I'm like, man, this program looks really good. But immediately my city brain from Mumbai goes, it's too good to be true. It's probably false. So I took the brochure, put it on my desk for about, at home for about 4 months, and finally I graduated. I'm like, I really need to pick a school here, otherwise, it's not gonna be good. So that's how I found out about North Island College, was at an education fair, and me being skeptical about it from day one. So yeah, it's kind of a funny story, I guess, looking back. They got me in touch with what I call my brother-in-law, because we were from the same city, and Anand Kelkar. He's an amazing chef. He has his own restaurant in Canmore now. So another success story there. You guys got to get in touch with him next time. But he was staying with this Indian family, the Vermas, on Galerno, and they've been in Canada for a very long time, and they have helped not just me but countless students, international students, over the years, and they literally took me under their wing. And I think it would have been a very different journey for me without them. My first day in Kamloops, I went for a walk because I was like, I made it. This is it. This is my final destination, which it wasn't. But looking back now, right? But I went for a walk on the ocean there, and everyone was so nice. Everyone's just like, they probably saw that I was really, really new to the country back then. I don't know how, but they knew. But they were all saying hi and good morning, or maybe they were just being nice. I don't know. But that was all very new. The quiet was very different. In Mumbai, there is not 1 minute of quiet. It's the city that never sleeps for a reason. When I was to go to bed, I would hear noises, which were freaky, but they were just the power lines and the wind blowing through the power lines, which I wasn't used to, or the tree making rustling noises, or leaves rustling, things like that. Just no traffic, absolutely no traffic at any given point in time. That's just ridiculous. How do you live like that? I secured a job with Avenue Bistro in Comox, and that was my first job in the Comox Valley, and that's what made me move to the Comox Valley. And Sandra and Trent, they were the owners. I'm not sure. I think that's changed ownership since, but they were amazing. Sandra, I love her to bits, and she's been a big part of my journey in Canada. So that's when I moved to the Comox Valley. I worked there for a little while, and then I got my dream job, which at the time was at Locals with Chef Ronald St. Pierre, and he's been my mentor and just a friend since. So it was silly, I suppose. We were playing cricket, minding our own business, right? It was fantastic summer, and it was interesting because there was a bunch of kids playing. I think, was it volleyball or something? I don't know, and some other sport on Lewis Park as well. And they were Caucasian, and we were not. And this truck is back then, they were lucky because the bridge was not under construction, because they would not have been able to make a smooth getaway today. But this truck just drove by, and it was kind of, I got a chuckle out of it because they got the geography wrong completely. They asked us to go back to Pakistan, which is like, well, we can't. We're not citizens of Pakistan, unfortunately, sir. Respectfully decline your offer. But I was livid. I don't think I've ever been that angry, or very few times, because I'm not a very angry person. I'm very calm. I try to keep a level head, but that really pissed me off because it just brought all these feelings forward. That how dare you? For evil to succeed, it takes good men to do nothing, or good people to do nothing, and I was not about to let that happen. And I could see the fear in some of my friends or fellow Indians and cricketers, right? It was just, oh, let it go. Let it go. Well, we let go, and 200 years later, we were still enslaved by the British. So I was not about to let it go. First of all, like, I'm educated. I'm very well educated. I moved here to Canada. The government of Canada allowed me to stay here, gave me my permanent residency. I pay my taxes more than some people. I'm not about to take this sitting down, right? Why should I let it go? I'll be damned if I did. I did make a Facebook post about it, made it public. First of all, learned how to make something public and then made it public. And went to the radio station in town. I got approached by the newspaper in town. And the overwhelming support that I got from the community kind of brought this incident to light, but at the same time it proved to us that there is improvement need to be done, and that our worldview is not what exists in this nice little quaint community of Comox Valley. There is, and I don't want to blame Comox Valley for this, because this is people, right? The people are the same everywhere, and as long as we're humans, we are going to be facing these issues. But yes, that was the racist incident that happened at Lewis Park. It was very unfortunate. It did happen. We can't unring that bell, but we can learn from it, and don't do it again. Let's make this community better. It is what we make of it, right? So yeah, don't be racist. I mean, it's that simple. I got in touch with this person who owned a food truck, and then I started renting the food truck from him. And it was a huge success because people love my food, and it was such, I was looking for the validation that I am a chef, and I got that validation, and then I figured out through the farmer's market, because now I had this wind beneath my wings that yes, my food is good and people love it. So I had a lot of support from the community. I don't think I would have gotten off the ground. I borrowed so much stuff, like just so much stuff from everybody just to get this food concession up and running, and I was truly blessed. And that's how Mumbai Mary John started. So Mumbai Mary John, which translates into Mumbai my love, Mumbai my life. John has kind of two meanings. I started doing that at the farmers market. All the people, the management at the farmers markets were so understanding and cooperative. They really helped me out, and that's how the whole food concession started. And I had a lot of Indian students and fellow Indians come up to the food stall or the food truck sometimes, and they just seeing that happiness in them. And they can get this food, either they can make it themselves, which is sometimes not as likely, but in Vancouver definitely they can get this food. But for them to be able to just walk down the street or just get in their car and maybe drive 10 minutes and be able to get that food, and that happiness, that joy, and a lot of them were quite vocal in that, and that kind of made me happy. I spent 10 years of my life, dedicated 10 years of my life to cooking, and it wasn't easy saying goodbye. What ended up happening was I was working for camps in northern Alberta and northern BC, working for oil and gas and all those kinds of things. So I went to do my first aid training in Alberta, and the instructor there, he was phenomenal. Just one of those guys who has their ability to inspire. And he was a firefighter and paramedic, and I was like, man, I love what you do. This is what I want to do, And he said, yeah, cool. And he's like, so how do I go about this? He's like, where do you live? I said, I live in Vancouver Island in Courtney. He's like, oh, I actually know that Courtney really well. I go there diving and stuff. I'm like, cool. It's like, so what do I do? So go to the fire department. I'm like, what? I don't want to be a firefighter. Did you not hear me? I want to be a paramedic like you. He's like, I understand what you're trying to say here, but go to the fire department, see if you can do that. They will set you up for success. And I'm so thankful to him that he did that, because the minute I walked through those doors, everything changed. Everyone was so nice, just phenomenal people, and I felt part of something bigger. Yes, I'll be taking my citizenship test tomorrow, hopefully. And the reason I'm doing it is it's I don't want to renew my permanent residency every 5 years. It just seems like a hassle from purely a bureaucratic standpoint. As awesome as Government of Canada is, sometimes they have their limitations and the paperwork isn't extensive. And that sounds like a really lame reason to get your citizenship, but it is one of the top ones. Also, I'm looking forward to be a Canadian.